As with any maintenance concerning this unit, be sure the unit is off and has completed the shutdown cycle before beginning. Monthly maintenance should include the steps listed in this section as well as the steps listed in daily maintenance and bi-weekly maintenance sections. The intervals between monthly cleanings will depend on the duration that the stove is burning on a daily basis. A stove which is operating continuously will need more frequent monthly cleanings than a stove which is used periodically as supplemental heat. If excess ash accumulation is found in the exhaust chamber or venting system during monthly maintenance, the interval between cleanings should be reduced to eliminate the possibility of poor stove performance due to ash accumulation. The exhaust chamber of the stove was intentionally designed as an ash accumulation area. Allowing ash to accumulate here prevents excessive ash buildup in the combustion blower and the venting system. Only clean the exhaust chamber after cleaning the firebox shelf, because this will deposit ash into the exhaust chamber. Remove the baffle by first grasping the baffle in the center. Lift up on the rear of the baffle and slide it towards the back of the stove. Then tilt the front downward, moving it down towards the cradle. Last, tilt one end up, the other down, and remove through the opening of the stove. When the baffle is out of the stove, the area where fly ash accumulates on the firebox shelf will be clear. Remove the air wash from the stove. Using a 5/16 inch socket wrench, remove the screws which hold each of the cleanout covers in place. The cleanout covers are located on the back wall of the firebox near the bottom. Remove the cleanout covers from the firebox and before vacuuming the chamber out, observe the type and quantity of ash buildup. The ash deposited in the exhaust chamber should be light, fluffy, gray or white in color and should be no higher than halfway up the cleanout port. Do not allow ash to accumulate higher than about halfway up the cleanout port. Significant ash accumulation in this area can choke the combustion blower and cause poor stove performance. It can also cause the heat sensor to malfunction, potentially affecting the operation of the stove. The top of the exhaust chamber should always be vacuumed first to prevent extra ash deposited there from being pushed down into the exhaust chamber. Using a utility type vacuum cleaner, vacuum the fly ash out of the exhaust chamber. A short piece of hose can be attached to the end of the utility vacuum line and can be useful in reaching ash which accumulates between the cleanout ports. Reinstall the covers using a 5/16 inch wrench or socket and the self-tapping screws which were removed earlier. Be certain to tighten the screws down to sufficiently seal the covers, but do not over-tighten them as it is possible to damage the threads. Reinstall the air wash into the stove. Reinstall the baffle using the reverse of the procedure to remove it. Be sure to inspect your venting system periodically following all instructions from the pipe manufacturer. Also, see your stove's owner's manual for additional information. Low spots, horizontal sections, and direction changes in the venting system, such as T's and elbows, are areas for potential fly ash accumulation. Inspect these areas diligently to keep the venting system in safe operating condition. After thoroughly cleaning the venting system, reseal any disassembled seams with high temperature silicone, part number AC-RTV3, if applicable to your venting system.